currently, about some 35 to 40 meters away. So as we get closer, we will turn the boat so that everybody has the best possible view. So what we do ask, if possible, please, that everybody on the same side as the dolphin, so will be our left-hand side first of all, if you could remain seated, please, allowing everybody on the opposite side to stand up and have a view. So thank you for that. And what we will try and do is turn the boat periodically so that everybody can have a chance to be on the same side as the dolphin. So now as we turn, should be coming up about our 9 o'clock direction. Fingers crossed, there we go. So now what we have here is a mother and calf. So you will notice that the calf is swimming in unison with the mother. And it uses the mother's slipstream to help propel itself along in the water. This is known as echelon swimming. So if we can same side as the dolphin, please remain seated, allowing everybody on the opposite side to stand up and have a view, please.
Just a bit of advice for guys taking photos. If you take a video instead, it's probably better because it's quite hard to take a snapshot of the dolphins through a camera. Then you can always look back on your videos and take screenshots and confirm the picture.
So now every time the dolphin comes to the surface, that is it taking a breath of air, as they are an air-breathing, warm-blooded marine mammal. So they do take the oxygen out of the air, not to the water like the fish do. And being mammals, they do give birth to the young calves, and the gestation period for a dolphin is 12 months. So they are pregnant for a whole year. So they're not interested in the boats at all at the moment. They are too busy foraging for food. And this time of year, there'll be a plentiful supply of fish, squid, cephalopods such as cuttlefish, and also crustaceans such as lobsters and crabs available for them, as they are a carnivore. This time of year there'll be an abundance of bass, mullet, flounder, pollock, whiting, dab, plaice, mackerel and herring, just to mention a few. But then we have many tributaries that lead into the bay. Therefore we have a lot of migrating salmon and also suet, which are better known as sea trout, travelling up and down the coastline and are quite a delicacy for the dolphins. So now then what we'll do is we'll turn the boat so that everybody on the right hand side could have a chance being on the same side as the dolphin now. So what we ask is if the right hand side could remain seated, please, allowing everybody on the left hand side to stand up and have a view. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I just saw it.
So if we could have everybody on the right remain seated, thank you for that. Now they can make it a lot easier for us to spot where they can actually jump, or what we call breach. They can do this very proficiently, up to about 5 meters clean out of the water. But they have different postures depending on what they're doing at the time. So for example, if they're busy foraging for food, as they are now, as they come out of the water and slam back down on the surface, that stuns the fish underneath, enabling the dolphin to go in for the kill. Other forms of postures are just when they're having a bit of fun, or again during their breeding sessions. Now there is no specific breeding season for the dolphins. They're a very promiscuous animal. They will breed all through the year. They will give birth to the calves all through the year as well, but we do find more of an increase though during the spring to summer months. So now an average weight of an adult dolphin gets to about half a ton, and they need to eat about 6% of their body weight daily to sustain themselves. And that roughly works out to about 6 stone of fish a day. So to break that down even further, that works out to about 200 to 240 mackerel, for example, they need to consume every day to survive. Now, to help them hunt or forage for their food, they use a technique called echolocation. So basically, the dolphin brain has the ability of sonar. Part of the brain, called the melon, emits thousands of clicks per second. And these sound waves under the water are rebounded by objects and prey, and helps the dolphin to go in for the kill. But the dolphin will receive these echoes back in the lower jaw, which is completely hollow. And this will send a detailed picture up to the brain, showing what's in front of it, which direction it's traveling, how big it is. It can even tell the internal structures of that fish. It can be so powerful that it can penetrate the seabed up to 1 meter deep, locating fish that burrow in the sand, such as dab, flounder and plaice. Now, it can be so precise that it will differentiate between a golf ball and a ping pong ball at least 100 meters away from it. Now, another really cool ability of the dolphin brain is the way that they go to sleep. So just like us, they have two hemispheres in the brain, the left and the right, but they are able to shut one side down. So half of the brain will go to sleep and rest, but then the other half has to maintain the usual actions of the dolphins, such as swimming and also coming to the surface at regular intervals for air. Then once it's rested enough, it will swap over and let the other half rest. And they will do this at every sort of 20-minute intervals until the brain is fully rested. Now, this technique is known as unihemispheric slow wave sleep. So now we'll turn again so that everybody on the left-hand side could have another chance. So again, what we ask, if the left-hand side could remain seated again, please, allowing everybody on the right to stand up and have a view. So thank you for that. So sorry for playing musical chairs, but it is just so that everybody has the best possible chance of getting any footage.
I can't.
Now it should be roughly at 9 o'clock direction. Now, in dolphin society, there are 3 main types of pods. So first of all, we have the maternity pod, and that consists of all breeding mothers and their calves. And then when the calf gets anywhere between 3 to 6 years of age, they will leave the mother's presence completely and join on to a teenage pod, consisting of both male and female adolescent dolphins. And they will stay together in this pod until they reach sexual maturity. So the females will do so before the males at about 9 to 11 years of age. Then they will branch off and they will join back onto the maternity pod, where they will start having calves of their own. But then the males, they reach maturity at about 10 to 12 years of age. Then they will branch off and they will join on to a bachelor pod, consisting of anywhere between 2 to 8 mature male dolphins, and they will stay together then for the rest of their lives. Now, an average age of a dolphin in the wild can range from 40 to 50 years of age, but they have been recorded up to 60 years of age in some circumstances. But in comparison, though, to a dolphin that resides in captivity, which is a lot less. Now, the oldest known bottlenose dolphin on record was called Niccolo, and she reached 67. But then the oldest known dolphin on record was actually a killer whale, or an orca. So it's not a whale at all, but it is the largest species of dolphin that you will find. And she reached 97, and her name was aptly named Granny. And the confusion lies in the word killer whale when they translated it from Spanish into English. And they forgot to swap the words around. So it should have been whale killer. So a dolphin, or bottlenose dolphin, will have anywhere between 72 and 104 cone-shaped teeth. And every year they grow an extra layer of enamel to protect these teeth. And if you were to take a cross-section of one of them and count the rings on it like you would a tree stump, you could determine the true age of a dolphin. Now we mentioned that the calf is obviously swimming with the mother in unison with her, but obviously it is smaller, but you may notice it's a lot lighter in grey, and it will darken up as they get older. That will just turn finally again now, so that everybody on the right hand side could have a final chance, where we do have a time limit to stay in the presence of a dolphin. And the code of conduct was set up over 20 years ago, and it covers an area of about 20 miles either side of New Quay, as it is deemed a special area of conservation due to all the wildlife that we have here. So the SAC. So we have an SAC officer and well, nowadays we can be arrested and prosecuted for the fact. So also, about 2 years ago, Operation Seabird came into force. And basically, we have to now keep at least 100 meters away from any bird breeding colony, any seal colonies, and also the dolphins as well. Now we do have to move on, unfortunately, but fingers crossed we will encounter more dolphins on our travels. Now a female, she will breed every 2 to 3 years. Twins are very rare to be had. It's usually just a single calf. And if you imagine that calf in the womb, it's rolled up like a Swiss roll. And then when it's born, it's unraveled. It still has these folding marks on it, which are called fetal folds. And they stay with the calf for up to about 12 months, so that no seawater can ingress into the milk. So the calf will only suckle for about 20 seconds at a time, but it will do so up